All hail the class of 2020. 18 years in the making. It's a good day to be a spud. From learning to read, to ciphering, to expressing ideas. Being one with ourselves. Working for one another. The time has come to move forward. World, prepare to meet the class of 2020.
Good afternoon. I'm Dave Lawrence, and I'm honored to be the principal at Moorhead High School, and I'd like to welcome you to our 2020 Moorhead High School Graduation ceremony. We all recognize that free public education does have costs. On behalf of our school board and administration, I thank our community for your continued support of our public schools. The freedoms we hold near and dear in our country also come with a cost. We have a tradition at our commencement ceremony of recognizing the men and women who serve and protect our freedoms. At this time, we would like to acknowledge all of those who have served in any branch of the military, law enforcement, firefighting, or emergency responders, and say thank you for all the sacrifices you have made in your lives to allow the rest of us to reap the benefits of your service. Thank you. At this time, I would like to welcome two of our valedictorians who will be making opening remarks this afternoon, Kylie Dumas and Jordan Nichols. You may follow the ceremony progression in your program.
Good afternoon, Moorhead High Class of 2020, as well as Spud families, friends, and community. We hope you are doing well and staying safe. My name is Jordan Nichols.
And my name is Kylie Dumas.
And we'd like to welcome you to this year's graduation ceremony honoring the class of 2020.
Although it's unfortunate we cannot celebrate in person, we're happy to have you with us here today, and we'd like to thank Spuds TV for allowing us to broadcast this special ceremony.
We'd also like to thank you all for taking the time to participate in this year's commencement. We appreciate all of the support that our community has extended to us and our fellow classmates through these unprecedented, challenging times. The last few months haven't been the easiest for anyone, but this situation has proven the kindness and strength of our community.
9 months ago, we did not envision that this would be the way we close this chapter of our lives. When Superintendent Lunick declared school to be canceled for those first 2 weeks in March, the event of this was taken by surprise by many. Knowing the COVID-19 pandemic was happening around the world, it only seemed as that, distance to us and our lives. We did not fathom that the coronavirus was as relevant to our area as it was. Not thinking the situation was very severe, many believed we would come back to school after those 2 weeks and finish the year like normal.
Although the latter situation would have been ideal, we are glad to know that our current reality of staying at home is serving the greater good by attempting to slow the spread of the pandemic. We are sure that numerous positive outcomes have resulted from converting school to being online. One of those positives being that we have come to realize how much resiliency the class of 2020 holds. Our classmates ran at new academic challenges head-on, determined to succeed and make the most of their remaining time as high schoolers. The will of our classmates is something to be recognized. They have also taken disappointments about cancellations of school events, sports seasons, and other extracurriculars with grace and a positive attitude.
Each of us have special bonds with others in our class. Whether we met on the playground in elementary school, in English class in middle school, or in an extracurricular during one of the past 4 years. Regardless of how long we have known each other, these bonds are strong and will forever be upheld. Throughout the challenges and disappointments of the pandemic, we have had each other's backs, strengthening our bonds and growing in unity and compassion for one another. Because of the pandemic, the class of 2020 has been given an opportunity to have a common ground between us all, and to relate to those who we did not have much in common with before. The ties the class of 2020 has is the element that has driven us forward through this time. We are proud to be part of this graduating class because of its integrity and grit and the compassion shown between classmates.
The class of 2020 will be remembered for years to come. Of course, for obvious reasons, we know that the year 2020 will be in history textbooks that Mr. Fear will be teaching in his history class in 40 years. Yes, Kylie and I will remember the class of 2020 because of the unique playout of our senior year, but also because of the unique qualities the students of our class hold, and because of every moment that we have shared in the hallways, in the classroom, at lunch, or at practice with each of our classmates, teachers, teammates, and friends.
This class has been special throughout our 4 years here at Moorhead High. Every one of our classmates has unique and extraordinary talents. There are those that are standout athletes, those who are in all of the music classes and play 40 instruments, those who have a beautiful gift in acting, those who can paint or draw or sculpt anything at all, those are very academically inclined, and much more. The class of 2020 is much more than the class that graduated during the COVID pandemic.
We'd also like to take this time to recognize and thank our teachers. We know that the current situation has been a new and difficult adventure on their part as well. They have stretched their teaching methods and have excelled in providing the most substantial systems for furthering our education. We realize that converting whole curriculums to an online format is tedious and time-consuming. This does not go unnoticed, and we appreciate all of the extra labor they have graciously put in these past few months. The teachers at MHS stand out by their commitment to giving their students the greatest capacity to excel.
We further extend our gratitude to the counselors, principals, school board members, Superintendent Lunick, and the Moorhead coaching staff for sticking by their students and for always offering an encouraging word. Our leaders have taught us how to be strong-willed, to show compassion, and to work together. They have taught us how to keep going when times get difficult and to know that there are always solutions to problems. We will all be able to utilize these lifelong skills as we venture into the next journeys of our lives.
Lastly, we want to congratulate the class of 2020 once again. Graduating from high school is one of the most memorable milestones and greatest accomplishments we will experience throughout our lives. We hope you all will be able to celebrate your graduation with your family, friends, and loved ones. You deserve to be celebrated for all of the hours you have dedicated working towards this moment.
We wish all 416 students the best, whether you're heading off to college, joining the workforce, or taking time to reflect. We know you all will be making a positive impact on society as you take on this new path. And as once said by Kerry Washington, your life is your story, and the adventure ahead of you is the journey to fulfill your own purpose and potential.
We hope you enjoy the rest of the graduation ceremony as we celebrate the Moorhead High School seniors. Hats off to you, class of 2020. Thank you.
I'm Kai Holm.
And I'm Carter Johnson. Cheers to us, class of 2020. Thank you to everyone who has helped us along the way. First, thank you to our family, the whole staff at Moorhead High, our coaches, and of course, our friends.
Here are our top 10 tips to lead you on your way. Number 1, use your imagination. As one very smart man, Albert Einstein, said, logically from A to Z, imagination will get you everywhere. Imagining your future as in from 2 minutes from now or as in from 10 years from now will help guide your future and let you explore many different possibilities you would have thought is impossible. Your imagination is unique and may earn you millions of dollars someday if you unleash it. I challenge everyone to start using your imagination in ways you've never used it before to achieve the things you may have never dreamt possible.
Number 2, believe in yourself. Only you know what you can accomplish in life. Don't let anyone tell you can't do something, but you have to believe in yourself. As an anonymous person once said, if you can believe in Santa for 8 years, you can believe in yourself for 5 minutes. In order to believe in yourself, you have to truly know who you are and what you value. We will all have times when we will struggle. It will be important to have self-confidence and persevere. If you don't believe in yourself, how is anyone else supposed to believe in you?
Number 3, set goals. It is important to take care of your individual wellness in the areas of mental, physical, and emotional health. Mentally, set goals that will help you stay focused in your life, work, and schooling. Physically, set goals that will keep you active in your daily life by finding activities you enjoy. And don't be afraid to try new activities or sports. Emotionally, find your happiness. No life can be a roller coaster, and there will be times where it is okay to not be okay. There is always a light at the end of the tunnel. Keep walking towards it, and you'll find the light. Set goals that will help you achieve your well-being you want in your life.
Number 4, take responsibility. You cannot escape the responsibility of tomorrow by evading it today. President Abraham Lincoln. From here on, we will all have to take responsibility for our thoughts, feelings, words, and actions. Be honest with yourself. You are in control of your life, so don't blame others, make excuses, or complain about something you can't control.
Number 5, take chances. Why didn't the chicken skeleton cross the road? Because he didn't have enough guts. Don't be afraid to step out of your comfort zone. Growth occurs to those who become comfortable in the uncomfortable.
Number 6, be kind. There's not much that needs to be said when it comes to being kind. Just remember the golden rule. Treat others how you want to be treated. The world is a better place when we are all kind to each other.
Number 7, live in the moment. Like, really live. Have fun. Enjoy the little things. You ain't living forever. As someone once said, why walk when you can dance?
Number 8, take care of yourself. Sometimes it's okay to put yourself first. Make sure you are mentally, physically, and emotionally healthy. Live a healthy lifestyle, form positive relationships, and discover ways to relax. Most importantly, be true to yourself and you will find happiness.
Number 9, time to spread your wings and fly. Through all of our years of schooling together, our teachers have instilled in us our educational foundation. Our parents have supported us through it all, and we've developed great friendships. All of this has led up to this moment where we will spread our wings and fly. Let all of our advice and education we have learned guide each and every one of our futures to achieve great things. The sky's the limit.
Number 10, embrace setbacks. We are all going to fail in life, but the people who succeed are the ones who learn from their mistakes. Failure is an opportunity to learn and become better at whatever you are doing. Just like Robert F. Kennedy said, only those who dare to fail greatly can achieve greatly. You will take more risks in your life if you are willing to embrace failure. Don't ever be afraid to fail, because failure is what creates success. Lastly, class of 2020, we will share a quote from our governor. We will not be defined by staying home and missing proms and missing graduations. We will be defined by understanding how interconnected our world is and what it means to come together and try and solve hard problems.
Just remember, we are spuds, and as the saying goes, once a spud, always a spud.
My name is Christian Thingvold.
And I'm Ryan Luthi. It seems like just yesterday when we walked down the halls of Moorhead High for the first time. It's crazy to think that our time started here 4 years ago. These last 4 years here at Moorhead High have truly been ones to remember. Unfortunately, it's time to wrap up our time here and recognize how truly great these years have been. Throughout high school, we have learned a lot, ranging from how to sleep without getting caught, the obvious grammar and algebra, to how to make friends and memories. These skills, some more than others, will stay with us for the rest of our lives and make a difference to those around us. However, in the past few months, we have learned another important lesson. Nothing is guaranteed, and your life can be turned upside down in the blink of an eye.
Going into this year, we didn't think twice about not having the whole time to spend together and make our last memories at Moorhead High. Going into spring break, I could not have imagined it would be our last day spent with each other. It just shows how fast things can change. At the start of the year, online schooling never would have crossed my mind, much less a virtual graduation. Many of us pictured what our graduation day may be like, walking across the stage, shaking some hands, leaving with our friends and family cheering us on. Unfortunately, this isn't the graduation that many of us envisioned, but as a Moorhead High class of 2020, we will come out stronger because of it.
Even though this is not what we would imagine, we still did it. We are completing a major part of our lives today, a part of our lives that will lead to so much more. This journey will help you into your life's next step, whether it be into a job, into more school, or some other endeavor. Wherever your path leads to, let it be meaningful. Let's learn from this year and make a difference now and know that nothing, not even tomorrow, is guaranteed. Learn to make the most out of every moment and let this journey take you into something that will make your life amazing and fulfilling.
It's come time to read the final page of our high school chapter, because like all things, it must come to an end. These past 4 years have been truly amazing, but sadly, it is time to start moving on. Before we head out, we would like to thank those who made this all possible. Thank you to everyone that has worked tirelessly to make the best of our unique scenario this year and allow our class to still celebrate. Thank you to Spuds TV and Haney's for taking the time to put together and capture our online graduation. Thank you to all the teachers who have helped us throughout the years. Thank you to all the coaches who have put in countless hours helping us improve. Thank you to all of our parents and extended family who have pushed and supported us in order to accomplish this immense goal. Finally, thank you to all our fellow classmates who have made these years so amazing and truly made it something to remember.
There are places I'll remember all my life, though some have changed, some forever, not for better. Some have gone and some remain. All these places had their moments with lovers and friends. I still can recall. Some are dead and some are living. In my life I love them all. Do do do. But of all these friends and lovers, there is no one compares with you, and these memories lose their meaning when I think of love as something new. Though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I love you more, though I know I'll never lose affection for people and things that went before. I know I'll often stop and think about them. In my life I love you more. In my life I love you more.
My name is Molly Hoff.
And my name is Brock Klemick.
As we emerge from our high school career and begin a new chapter in the narrative of our lives, we find that we are becoming defined by outside perceptions and their implications on our last high school experience, a time that is normally marked by our own achievements. But that's the beauty of being in the spotlight. This fight for our own voice is what defines us, not graduating during a pandemic. From this day forward, we determine what our future holds.
Throughout high school, especially this year, we've been taught a life lesson. We learned what it is like to take something for granted. We learned that it is crucial that we see the value of our relationships with others and the joy in the commonplace. We took our senior year for granted, thinking it would fly by. Little did we know that it would be zooming. Our current situation has shown us that every part of our life is to be valued and has also given us time to reflect on the last 4 years.
While reflecting, I realized that there were people who knew their time with us was limited, and often without a proper goodbye. Our teachers knew, and in their own way, used their time to the fullest. They found joy in their work, and showed it through their enthusiasm in imparting wisdom to students. The first example is Mr. Lawrence. When he did morning announcements, he always read the lunch of the day and ended with, and my favorite, milk, just because we thought the way he pronounced milk was funny.
Mr. Kelly's distinct voice made students smile during the many times he repeated the phrase dehydration synthesis during honors biology and gave us a specific instruction to never, ever, ever, never, ever, never, ever, ever use course adjustment while being on high power on one of his microscopes. Not only that, but when Mr. Dobmeyer wisely advised us to study for his AP European history test, but always finished this by saying, at some point, cut your losses and go to sleep. Now these are words to live by. And at some point during each chapter when we studied, he reassured us that the actions of Henry VIII or another figure in history were crazy by saying, guys, you can't make this crap up.
Mr. Tanberg was the most beloved substitute teacher at Moorhead High and remembered every student's name. Mr. Larson sang a personalized birthday song for every student. Not only that, but he made a point to speak to every senior class about their potential to make an impact on the world. He reminded us that our lives are not the sum of our high school experience. This is just the beginning. Our future is not defined, and the best is yet to come. This is the message we need to hold close as the class of 2020.
Hello everyone, I'm Emily Soljum.
I'm Elena Felstead. And much like the rest of our high school experience, we don't know what we're doing. But we're honored to stand before you, kind of, as we graduate in a most unconventional way.
We've spent a lot of time in these halls, in these classrooms, fields, with each other, and during that time, we've become the people that we are today.
These hallowed halls of Moorhead High have shaped us as people. Many of us remember our first time through those doors, coming into this building, which has become such an integral part of our lives. Perhaps we were nervous or excited, but now, on our graduation day, we are certainly not the same as we were then.
Before we get too far, let us take the opportunity to thank the people that got us here today. Our parents, families, and classmates, but possibly the most important, our teachers. Thank you so much.
Now, over the years, our class has always seemed to miss out on all of the big school changes by just a year or two. Leave it to our younger siblings to remind us of that.
From a new school to new Chromebooks, to another new school to the end of our senior year. There are so many changes we could look at as missed opportunities, not to mention the babies of 9/11 surviving the flood of '09, an economic crash, and COVID-19 for crying out loud.
But if nothing else, we have proven that we can stand against hardships and adversity and come out stronger. The world has thrown us one heck of a curveball, but we have overcome it. Maybe someday we'll be able to look back and tell our grandchildren about the time that we were saving our country by simply staying inside.
The truth is, it wasn't simple. There's no getting around it. I guess we just have to trust Kelly Clarkson when she says, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." It sounds cheesy, but it's true.
Despite our setbacks, there was always something special about the class of 2020. The teachers saw it, the administration saw it, and we saw it too. There's something different about us, a kindness and a determination.
So maybe we let the praise get to our heads just a little, but it was a confidence we needed to work hard, push each other to do better, support one another through the good and the bad. We are stronger together.
And together, we stand. As a generation, we've seen so many changes. Just look at how unbelievably far technology has come within our lifetimes. We've gone from those massive Macs in the elementary school computer labs to a Chromebook for every student this past semester.
We started with VHS tapes and DVDs, which slowly changed to Blu-ray and Redbox and physical Netflix discs. Remember those? Now it's streaming sites where you can watch a movie without leaving your couch at home.
And look at all of the different gaming consoles that have come and gone. The Xbox 360, the original DS, the Wii. Remember when the Wii was new? One day our kids will look at a Wii the way we look at an Atari.
The internet as a whole has changed so much, from Vine to TikTok and everything in between.
And there's all the movies we've loved over the years, like the MCU, The Hunger Games, Frozen, La La Land, even Cats.
No, not Cats. But it's true, from silly bands to scrunchies, we've seen a whole lot through our years. Some of it has been great, and some of it just okay.
But you know what? Okay is wonderful. The world has been constantly changing around us, and we have changed with it.
And things will keep changing, even as we leave the halls of Moorhead High.
But if this past quarter has taught us anything, it's that Moorhead High is so much more than a building. It's a community. And whatever the world throws at us, that's one thing that won't change.
We're all going to move on and do great things, but that can wait. Right now, we're the Moorhead High class of 2020, and we're graduating. I guess it really is a great day to be a spud.
You stay classy, Moorhead High.
Warning. The following speech is available courtesy of Moorhead's public education system. Any ideas, moments, or themes are not subject to further explanation. Earmuffs are encouraged but not required. This speech was made possible by 623 Nutrition, adolescents, and viewers like you. Thank you. Staff, family, and the class of 2020, good afternoon. I know that none of you saw me in any actual classes this year, so let me introduce myself. Hello, I'm Cassidy Quiner.
And I am Sophie Pepley.
And we are coming to you from Moorhead High School with your 2020 commencement speech.
As of today, May 20th, we have been away from school for 10 very long weeks. It's been really weird not seeing friends and teachers in person, taking finals in our pajamas or in bed, and having our pets and our siblings as our classmates. However, distance learning from the comfort of our homes does have its perks. Moorhead High has some distinctive qualities that we thankfully haven't had to deal with for the past 2.5 months. Like the classrooms in the basement that felt like literal saunas, and the classrooms upstairs that felt like Arctic tundras. I'm looking at you, Mr. Paul. Being at home has been nice because I haven't had to deal with the paper towel dispensers that always seem to be empty after you washed your hands, so you had to annoyingly shake out your hands to dry them. We haven't had to worry about sewage coming up from the storm drains in the basement or sit next to a bucket catching dripping water from the ceiling tiles. I never got the chance to see any mice, but we all knew they were there.
As we all know, construction of the new Moorhead High School will begin this summer in what is now the north parking lot. This building will be torn down, which means we are probably the last class to start and end our high school career in this building. Learning from home during the pandemic has made us realize how not everything about Moorhead High is so bad.
I can't believe that I'm saying this, but I've actually missed going to school. I miss the warm practice rooms with initials of past students scratched into the bricks, and the pianos with Sharpie written on the keys. I miss Mr. Blake's room, with calculus formulas taking up an entire whiteboard, and the window Jonah Hansen smashed his hand through 2 years ago when he tried to squash a fly. The window was fixed a really long time ago, but I just wanted to remind everyone that it happened because it was hysterical. I miss the sound of Mr. Kelly telling his biology students to never ever, never ever ever, never ever never ever ever, never ever 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 never ever ever use coarse focus on the high power lens. I miss the beautiful murals that hang over us in the old commons, and the blue and green windows above door 1 that bathe the floor in warm, tinted sunlight. We've also witnessed several changes to this school over the years. The new paint in the field house and the sports center, the booths, tables, and chairs that replaced the benches in the old commons, and the new security check-in at door 13. The mural by the library has grown longer each year with new events and memories. The stage we stand upon today has transported us to a British school where little girls get thrown around by their pigtails, New York City during a newsboy strike,
the kingdoms of Egypt and Nubia when star-crossed lovers met their fates, and even a little shop on Skid Row with a giant man-eating plant. It has displayed hundreds of choirs, orchestras, and bands, and this auditorium has heard lively, beautiful music as our musical skills improved over time.
But the school is not all that we have watched change. We watched our friends, classmates, and teachers change as well. We watched as our friends got their first boyfriend, and their second, and their third. And then by the time the fourth one rolled around, it was finally freshman homecoming week. We saw Mr. Kelly's haircuts that no one ever noticed. We watched as our classmates became more concerned about what they wore and who they hung out with and less concerned about who Bella was going to choose, Edward or Jacob, even though we all knew Edward was better. Most importantly, we watched ourselves change for the better and the worse. But I think we can all agree that when the boys finally stopped wearing Axe cologne, it was for the better of everyone. And along the way, some of us found our voice, some our passion, some found who they were, and some of us learned how to write a 10-page paper in one night, even though we had a month to write it. With everything we found, we lost a lot along the way as well. Our best friends, our homework assignments, ourselves, and the best parts of our senior year. I mean, I didn't actually want to wear my non-refundable $500 prom dress anyways. Jokes aside, everything we lost, everything we found, and everyone we met changed us into the remarkable class I'm imagining is sitting in front of me right now. As this building falls, so does the mark we left on it. All of our note cards caking Mylar's walls will disappear, the record-breaking number of valedictorians will fade, and the writing on the bathroom stalls will be gone. But maybe it's better if future years don't see that. Even as the walls that surrounded us for 4 very long years are destroyed, the memories will live on in the stories we tell in the hearts of everyone who has walked these halls. So as you leave these halls, I ask that you follow your dreams and pursue what makes you happy. And remember to thank those who have supported you along the way. With that being said, thank you to my dad and to Quizlet. I can always count on you for answers. Congratulations to the Moorhead class of 2020. Graduates, as Michael Scott said best, may your hat fly as high as all your dreams. This is Cassidy.
And Sophie.
Signing off.
You stay classy, Moorhead High.
I'd like to start with some thank yous. First of all, I'd like to thank the valedictorians that have already spoke, Kylie and Jordan, Kai and Carter, Ryan and Christian, Molly and Brock, Elena and Emily, Sophia and Cassidy. And I would also like to thank in advance Emma, Rachel, and Talia, who will close the ceremony. Not sure if you were counting, but that is 15 valedictorians. It's the most we've had during my tenure at Moorhead High School. Congrats to those students. That's quite an accomplishment. Thank you to Mrs. Brecky and the Vocal Jazz Ensemble. Special thanks to Corey DeLorem and Rick Wester from Spuds TV for all they have done to make the ceremony happen. I'd like to acknowledge our counseling department, Angie Ockery, Keith Hartleben, Sarah Chose, Merritt Cashmark, and Scott Matheson. I'd also like to acknowledge our counseling secretary, Tammy Skank, for putting the program together. And I'd also like to mention our assistant principals, Angela Dahl and Emily Smith. At this time, I'd like to share a few words to the senior class. When we walked out the doors for spring break in early March, who would have had any idea we wouldn't be coming back to school? Toward the end of March, I sent an email to the senior class. In that message, I stated how difficult it was to write because as each day passed and we weren't in school, your class, the class of 2020, was missing important events and milestones of their senior year, too numerous to list here. What was supposed to be the best year in your K through 12 tenure was taken away from you without warning. And what I'll say is something you've heard countless times growing up from your parents. Sometimes things just aren't fair. It reminds me of a line my dad used to tell me when I was your age and would complain from time to time when things didn't go my way. He'd say, "You play the hand you're dealt." And one thing I can honestly say about the class of 2020 is you've played the hand you were dealt with grace and dignity. I have heard virtually no complaints from students about any of these unfair circumstances. I can't think of any communications, either phone calls, in emails, or text messages that I've had with any of you over the last 2.5 months where not a single one of you have been anything but thankful, gracious, and kind in your words or requests. There has been some disappointment, most definitely, but how you have handled that disappointment says so much more about you than any standardized test or letter grade ever could. And for that, I am so thankful you are all Moorhead Spuds. It has been amazing to watch the adult learning that occurred at Moorhead High School this spring. In some of that learning, you students turned into the teachers, assisting them with various technical hang-ups and snafus. It was great to watch and hear how kids were hanging out, being creative, and communicating with each other during these difficult times. Through watching all this happen, one thing became very clear. The more you were required to stay apart, the closer it brought you together. One thing I'm fairly certain about is going through this together will make you one of the tightest knit classes in the history of Moorhead High School. You are all part of one of the most incomparable, craziest stories in the history of Moorhead High. Imagine the stories you'll be telling your grandkids 50 years from now about back in 2020. Graduating classes are never forgotten, but the class of 2020 will hold a special place in all our hearts. I will end my words to the graduating class of 2020 with this. Good luck next year and in the future, and remember, once a spud, always a spud. Superintendent Lunick and school board members, I certify to you that these students being issued diploma today have met the standards as prescribed by the school board and the state of Minnesota and are entitled to graduate from Moorhead High School. The presentation of the class of 2020 will begin.
Marjan Sagvan Abubakar. Dunya Muhammad Abdul Karim. Taylor May Abel. Salma Adam. Marwa Ahmed Adan. Yasin Abdikarim Adan. Abdi Wahid Mahdi Aden. Amber Ray Adler. Awes Abdi Kadir Ahmed. Samira Mustafa Ahmed. Abdagani Bilo Idris. Vajin Dakil Al-Haider. Shahad Safa Al-Mawil. Ava Hamid Al-Amadi. Fatuma Muhammad Ali. Hodan Abdi Ali. Malyun Abdi Ali. Greta June Omley. Hussein Ali Al-Shamani. Kani Rabad Ahmedi.
Seth Eugene Anderson.
Isaac Peyton Ariano. Jordan Lee Aarons. Justice Juanita Arnson. Nicholas Arsen Aruchinov. Allison Grace Astrip. Hannah Shirley Babbitt. Taurine Dr. Bedell. Gabrielle Louise Ba. Tyler Allen Balliff. Elijah Cameron Barber. Vajin Gufran Barzani. Alyssa Dawn Biebler. April Calais Becker. Isaac Paul Benedict. Audrey Georgia Berg. Maya Ann Berg. Landon Robert Berry. Amber Renee Beyer. Yeva Edita Bishers. Amelia Elaine Bjorklund. Ayana Maylee Blythe. Jacqueline Sophia Balam. Dilveen Hussein Briefke. Nujeen Kalat Briefke. Shanasia Dolores Briggs. Takesha Rose Briggs. Noah Allen Rush. Chelsea Brianne Bubbers. Anab Ismail Bundid. Jordan Renee Carlson. Nathan Todd Carlson. Willow Sol Charbonneau. Alyssa Joy Christoffers. Bethany Grace Christoffers. Jacob Vernon Christoffers. Kevin Arthur Christoffers. Bridget Emily Clary. Mason Christopher Connolly. Jason Jacob James Connor. Aiden Thomas Loken Copeland. Ruby Alexis Cornell. Sierra Ann Counts. Hunter Andrew Covey. Emma Joy Jackowitz Craig. Rachel Molly Jackowitz Craig. Courtney Linda Critchley. Olivia Jean Crummy. Crisanto Mangosong D'Agostino. Joseph Andre Dahl. Daniel Joseph Davies. Yitzel Maria Delgado. Lucy Marie Delorme. Jackson Daniel DeWald. Isaiah James Donnell. Buyar Jamaili. DeConti Baby Sister Dolo. Zachary Thomas Doppler. Lauren Olivia Ducharme. Kylie Violet Dumas.
Annika Isbel Endrud. Jalen Ennen. Stella Ann Erickson. Serenity Maria Luisa Escobedo. Madeline Eder. Ava Alawatan Everson. Claire June Ferendorf. Lucas Fear. Bella K. Felland. Connor John Philippi. Elena Louise Felsted. Lydia Grace Flaspoler. Elijah Kincaid Flores. Kelly Lynn Forster. Marcella Jacqueline Foss. Emmanuel Oscar Fosu. Jasmine Sky Fox. Jonathan Bradley Franklin. Grant Owen Jarvis. Cullen Richard Jess. Sana Gori. Tate John Gilbertson. Laura Ginrich. Ernesto Adan Gonzalez. Sergio Gonzalez. Lily Lee Gooding. Luke Michael Grammer. Mercedes Alicia Green. McCoy Jeremy Gregoire. Jada Maria Lynn Grimaldo. Zara Nicole Grimes. Lydia Lene Gross. Gunnar Storm Goodmanson Giroy. Wyatt Joshua Gunkel. Drake John Holland. Zahara Hassan Hadi. Drew Thomas Hagan. Houston Hall. Tucker Hammer. Grace Audrey Hansen. Jonah Samuel William Hansen. Juliana Marie Hansen. Catherine Hansen. Alex Harlicker. Donna Hassert. Abdullahi Seed Hashim. Abdirahman Yusuf Hassan. Fartun Mohammed Hassan. Hassan Abdirrahman Hassan. Molly Alexis Hauf. Megan Ann Howell. Eric Maxwell Hawley. Haley Renee Headland. Quentin Michael Haig. Brianna Lee Henninger. Marshall Rognald Hicks. Heba Halala. Zachary John Hilber. Brandon Gerald Hildy. Brenna Caden Hildreth. Hodan Arab Hersey. Hudson Hodges. Lauren Hodney. Anthony Joseph Michael Holm. Kai Michael Holm. Ren Jared Holt. Caden William Howell. Claire Elizabeth Howell. Zachary Arthur Huseman. Samantha Lee Hulst. Alexander Richard Hewitt. Mohammed Abdirashid Hussein. Bria Andrea Highland. Saher Mohammed Ismail. Caden Tolly Jackson. Ayan Jamal Jama. Olivia Violet Jenkins. Laura Elizabeth Jensen. Ikran Khalif Jira. Carter Daniel Johnson. Kennedy Ivory Estelle Johnson. Nathan Johnson. Quinn David Johnson. Riley Grace Johnson. Jamie Anna Kaiser. Jordan Lee Calvoda. Levi Carfier. Gideon Kibwe Kasango. Kaylee Renee Kendall. Emma Therese Kenkel. Madian Kadir. Brock S.D. Klemek. Holden David Clinert. Ashley Rose Knudsen. Aubrey Marie Knudsen. Caleb Dale Knudsen. Kobe Ray Corin. Ellie Copy. Anna Joy Korsmo. Terry Krebs. Christopher Keith Kruger. Riley Winger Kruger. Jade Alexis Kruger. Riley Catherine Kuipers.
Monet Mercedes Fawn LaCroix Furch. Quincy Matthias LaDuke. Justice Guerrero LaFrance. Skylar Stephen Lambles. Carter Ross Larget. Alicia Jasper Larson. Mackenzie Jane Larson. Hunter Don LaValle. Abby Lynn Leck. Jack Patrick Lee. Keegan Christopher Lee. John Brian Lehrer. Shane Lemke. Edison Ranchez Lear. Brevin James Lessner. Sydney May Leiter. Antoinette Darnett Lai. Jacob Tyler Lilja. Cynthia Lopez. Sophia Lynn Lopez. Faith Chloe Lewing. Ryan Douglas Luthi. Camden Michael Macheski. Nolan Ryan Meyer. Julia Marie Ocampo Manalo. Ali Ahmed Monfi. Tyler Cade Martin. Cruz Antonio Martinez. Evelyn Nayeli Martinez Baleon. Brianne Marie Martinson. Kenley Jane Marty. Paige Elizabeth MacArthur. Athena Sky McLeod. Precious Desiree McKinsey. Elise K. McNabb. Harley Lynn McPherson. Lorne Mary Melton. Taylor Kristen Melton. Luke Allen Mion. Asma Ahmed Mohammed. Awaz Muhammad. Muna Muhammad Mahamud. Cade Johnson Moylanen. Summer Grace Montez Timmerman. Levi Arnold Motzko. Roxanne Abraham Nasso. Madeline Frances Nelson. Emily Ann Nelson. Grace Marie Nelson. Octavia Jane Nergison. Hayden Ty Netland. Carly Michelle Newhouse. Jordan Marie Nichols. Caleb Benjamin Norris. Najma Hassan Nur. Zara Osman Nur. Mackenzie Nicole O'Connell. Elizabeth Ann Oberg. Chase Ryan Ochoa. Nagad Yusuf O'Day. Brady Caleb Odegaard. Aries Ray Olson. Asma Ahmed Omar. Daleen Omar. Niaz Ore. Jeffrey Ordez. Michael David Overbow. Alexander Jared Paul. Anthony Ray Paul. Noah Jacob Peterson. Lily Alice Pulowski. Micah Emmanuel Pemble. Sophia Margaret Pepley. Blaine Stewart Peterman. Ethan Russell Peterson. Alexa Denise Peterson. Ellie Hope Peterson. Caitlin Renee Pettigrew. Jordan Madison Polak. Riley Ann Palomy.
Taylor Lennon Qualley. Cassidy Ann Quiner. Maria Asani Rahab. Ravand Ramadan. Joseph Nakahinga Razi. Ellie Curtis Rader. Sydney Jane Ryerson. Kaylee Lynn Reski. Zena Joliet Rowe. Nishimwe Richard. Ellie Spring Riley. Priscilla Guadalupe Rios. Xander Joseph Risdall. Isaiah Benjamin Roach. Destiny Carol Amelia Rock.
Josephine Claire Rock.
Aubrey Brenna Rogers. Genaro Eduardo Rodriguez. Jacob Daniel Roll. Angelina Hope Ronning. Riley John Rosdahl. Zachary Doran Rosenfeld. Mason May Raleigh. Cassidy Paige Ruziska. Samia Matan Saeed. Ethan John Burdett Seiler. Ariana Itzel Salgado. Alan Hoshar Sarkey. Jack Michael Schaub. Sophie May Schauman. Isabel Denise Schmaltz. Hayden Spencer Schmidt. Sean Paul Schmidt. Granton Edward Schneider. Jacob Allen Schroeder. Jenna Catherine Schroeder. Ethan Thomas Sherman. Destiny Ann Sapita. Adla May Sorrell. Isabel Glory Olga Sattel. Caitlin Jade Shipman. Eris Shipman. Mika Silas. AJ Rose Sillers. Peyton Olivia Silseth. Ingrid Jane Scogan. Jacob Robert Sobolik. Emily Louise Soljum. Brett David Solom. Gavin Walter Sorby. Gunnar Roy Sorensen. Madeline Ray Sukup. Nevaeh Jennifer Joy St. John.
Kate Elizabeth Stafford.
Elizabeth Claire Steiger. Riley Ann Stallman. Zoe Jillian Stein. Haley Alexandra Storbakken. Addison Claire Stotts. Lucas Allen Stout. Skylar Lorraine Swanson.
Sterling Swanson Myers.
Zachary Brian Sweeney. William Glenn Swenson. Caden Thomas Thiel. Christian John Thingvold. Chani Irene Thorne. Skylar Stephen Timmer. Abigail Caitlin Tews. Dustin Andrew Traffy. Caden Charles Tranby. Fiona Wolf Travers. Caden Brian Triggs. Gabrielle Doris Tunheim. Moises Turbiates. Marin Grace Tweet. Jonathan Wayne Tweeton. Nicole Chayaka Uche. Ashanti Selena Valdez. Madeline Josephine Van Raden. Scott David Verkylen. Isaac Allen Vogt. Yusuf Rizgar Wally. Ashton Warren. Kaylee Joe Waitland. Samer Yosef Waz. Cameron Austin Webster. Angus McKay Weggy Schlicht. Lydia Elizabeth Welly. Cassidy Lee Went. Megan Nicole Wenner.
Jacob Matthew Wesley.
McKenna Elizabeth Wetstein. Bryn Marie Weichel.
Sammy James William.
Blake Austin Williams. Ethan Grant Williams. Talia Rosalie Williams. Stephanie Marie Windus. Justin Thomas Wida. Bailey James Wold. Faith Marie Walschlager. Parker John Wood. Nia Abor Yak. Dominica Mabel Yanez Arroyo. Annika Lynn Yanni. Princess York. Carter David Young. Gabriel Walter Zorn. Nathan Riley Zern.
Hello, I'm Rachel Craig.
I'm Emma Craig.
And I'm Talia Williams.
We know that you've heard a lot of speeches today, probably more than you bargained for. However, we have one last one for you.
Do you want to hear a joke about a ghost?
Yes.
That's the spirit. Speaking of spirit, one thing that made our time at Moorhead High School so special was the team spirit of our school. Every morning at 8:22, we were given a reminder to go to class by the one and only Mr. Larson. Okay, team, let's go. Not only did this keep us punctual, but it embodied the camaraderie of our class. Class of 2020, you're the best. And we are a team, whether that be in the hallowed halls of Moorhead High or on the janky Zoom screens on our school-issued Chromebooks. And what a 4 years it has been. From using lip syncs to get out of ILT, to that one dance-off our freshman year, to the longest spring break of our lives, it's sure been a wild ride.
But we've been a team through all of it. And no team is complete without its captains. We've spent 4 years here, and in that time, we've come to the conclusion that the true team captain was Mr. Kelly. After all, look at what happened after he left. In all seriousness, we are extremely lucky to have had such incredible teachers, administrators, and staff throughout our time here. They have always been enthusiastic, caring, and supportive, and I think it's safe to say that every student here is grateful for everything you've done for us over the years. Some of our teachers have even gone the extra mile with feats such as eating an entire McDouble in one bite, doing a headstand, and serenading us with a guitar. On any team, leadership is incredibly important, and the lessons and experiences we have from all our leaders here are ones that we will have and benefit from for the rest of our lives.
What made this team truly special, though, was each and every person in it. We made the best of our 4 years together, in and out of this building. The people we sat with every day at lunch, whether it be in the cafeteria, the hallways, or at Casey's, hanging out together in between classes, or at sporting events to support our fellow Spuds. Who can forget the amazing crowd that drove all the way to the Twin Cities to cheer on our hockey team at state? Or the way that the black hole is filled to the brim every game, but especially at homecoming, when you can barely even squeeze in all the people who want to come cheer on our team. Our team also cheers on the arts like no other. Just think of the full auditorium each night of the fall musical, or the fun everyone has doing Chockapalooza together in the spring. Remember the way our team came together to support building up new ones during our high school careers, creating a lacrosse team, a debate team, an honor society, and more. Our class has been a team since day one.
This year, like no other, we have proven to be a team no matter the distance, hopefully at least 6 feet. While we may not share a school anymore, we will still share a Spud spirit. When opportunity comes knocking, we hope you'll answer. Whatever your team looks like in the future, we hope it'll embody the one we have here.
We hope that you'll be passionate about your future endeavors. We'll hope that you find fulfillment in your future careers. We hope that high school isn't the best of times, but only the beginning of continued joy in your life.
Today we have our last 8:22. Today we won't be dispersing to our classes, but to college, work, the military, or elsewhere. Wherever you go, we want to thank you for being a wonderful class, and you will be missed. On that note,
okay, team, let's go.
Class of 2020, congratulations. We have now officially graduated.
On the count of 3,
after you check for ceiling fans,
throw your cap in the air.
3, 2, 1.
The class of 2020 brings to an end the legacy of the school home they've known the past 12 years. Finding new and lasting friends in first grade, discovering oneself in middle school, and finally, preparing for the life that waits, filled with all its adventures. These graduating seniors bring the color and vibrancy of a Moorhead sunset to a waiting world. Go forth now, together, as the Moorhead Spuds of 2020.